Hello and a very warm welcome to the grandeur of Build India Infra Awards 2024 in association with Discovery Channel and CNBC TV 18 and Primus Partners as the Knowledge Partner, a celebration of excellence, innovation and the transformative spirit that defines the Indian infrastructure landscape. I'm your host Ashima Jain. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here this evening to shine a spotlight on the pioneers and visionaries who have sculpted the nation's future through remarkable infra projects and initiatives. The Build India Infra Awards is not just an event, it is a tribute to the monumental efforts shaping the very foundation of our country. It is a leading platform dedicated to fostering dialogue, collaboration, and innovation within the Indian infrastructure sector. As we delve into the heart of this extraordinary initiative, we embark on a journey of recognition, appreciation, and inspiration. From cutting-edge projects to sustainable initiatives, the awards will span across various categories, acknowledging outstanding achievements across 5 sectors: road, railways, metros, ports, and aviation. As we gather here, let us applaud the visionaries and change makers who have tirelessly worked towards building a better tomorrow. Tonight, we celebrate not just the structures erected, but the resilience, innovation, and determination that have laid the foundation for a more prosperous India. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's start the event proceedings with the welcome address. And for that, may I please invite on stage Mr. Vaibhav Dange, founder and curator, Build India. Big round of applause for Mr. Dange. Mr. Dange is a policy expert in infrastructure, governance, business management, and sustainable mobility. He's a well-known name in the field of public policy and Indian infrastructure sector in particular. In his recent roles as an advisor with NHAI and Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, he played a pivotal role in shaping policy and execution of India's biggest infra projects, expressways and all-weather roads. He played a critical role in overcoming challenges of financing stalled infra projects, implementing technology-based toll collection, and facilitating public-private partnerships. He's drafted several policy papers for the government and authored several books, including Building Bridges, Shaping the Future. He serves as a member of the Board of Governors of IIM Nagpur and is on advisory board on various trade and management organizations. But before I hand over the mic to Mr. Dange, please can we have the AV of awards?
Welcome to the prestigious award function celebrating the remarkable achievements in India's infrastructure development. This evening, we gather to honor the visionaries, the innovators, and the trailblazers who have played key roles in shaping the infrastructure landscape of our nation. In a world where progress hinges on connectivity, accessibility, and sustainability, India has emerged as a beacon of excellence in infrastructure development. From roads and railways to aviation and ports, the transformation has been nothing short of extraordinary. Let us take a moment to reflect on the sheer scale of these accomplishments. The National Infrastructure Pipeline, with its staggering investment of $1.9 trillion, stands as a testament to our commitment to building a future-ready infrastructure backbone. Railways, the lifeline of our nation, have witnessed unprecedented growth and modernization. With the highest-ever capital outlay and ambitious electrification targets, India's railway sector is leading the charge towards a sustainable and efficient transportation network. Aviation, once a symbol of luxury, has now become synonymous with accessibility and connectivity. With the expansion of operational airports and the ambitious UDAN initiative, millions of Indians now have access to air travel like never before. Roads and highways, the arteries of our economy, have seen remarkable progress, with a doubling of construction pace and a substantial increase in the length of national highways. And let us not forget our ports, the gateways to global trade, where initiatives like the Sagar Mala program are unlocking untapped potential and driving economic growth. Last but not least, our metro networks, symbols of modern urban transportation, have witnessed exponential growth, connecting millions of commuters and transforming the way we navigate our cities. This evening, as we celebrate these achievements, let us also reaffirm our commitment to building an infrastructure that not only fuels economic growth but also enhances the quality of life for every citizen. To all the visionaries, innovators, and trailblazers, we extend our heartfelt gratitude and congratulations. Your tireless efforts have laid the foundation for a brighter, more connected future for India. Thank you, and let the celebrations begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Build India Infra Awards. Thank you for being here to celebrate the achievements, innovation, extraordinary efforts that you all have put in here in India by people, organizations, government agencies, to have these trailblazing infrastructure projects that have not only improved the infrastructure in India phenomenally, but it has also created the modern icons for India. Build India Awards, along with Discovery and CNBC TV, is an initiative to actually identify and acknowledge and appreciate and those kind of efforts that have been put in by organizations, individuals, to put in some innovations, bringing in sustainability in whatever we do, in every project, in every technology, and of course, creating an infrastructure that will build the foundation for what India dreams for, becoming a $5 trillion economy, becoming third largest economy. We all will agree that infrastructure is the backbone of any economy, to be developed economy, and the kind of dream which all Indians have of having a developed nation in the shortest possible time. Only infrastructure will play a very pivotal role in ensuring that we are better placed to grab these opportunities that are offered globally for India and become a very developed economy in shortest possible time, even before 2047. As the AV have set the context, we will be covering port, railway, airport, roads, metro, urban transport, these 5 sectors. And our awards will be focusing on the initiatives, the impact that projects have created, the kind of technology innovation that has happened, and the sustainability aspect of each and every project. We received more than 60 nominations, and mind you, the amount of effort the knowledge partner, its team, and the jury had to put in. We were forced with a challenge of whom we should say is better than other. And I think while we were deliberating in jury, that's a good, challenge to have. Each and every project was unique in itself, has a unique impact in itself, and therefore, I think it's a right opportunity for all of us to appreciate such projects and recognize and appreciate this kind of excellence. India is expanding its infrastructure, and particularly last decade has seen a phenomenal exponential growth of infrastructure. In fact, our GDP to budget expenditure has increased. Our budget expenditure, capital expenditure has increased to almost 10 lakh crores, which is almost 33% of our total budget, and almost more than 3.5% of our GDP. India's logistic market is growing exponentially. We expect that our logistic market will reach to $50 billion from around $43 billion today in another 2 years. India is becoming 4th largest railway network only behind US and Russia and China. We have more than 200 destinations that are connected through air connectivity. Our airport numbers have grown from 76 in 2011-12 to 148 today. Our aviation market is supposed to grow to almost $14 billion by 2020, by the end of 2024, and to around $26 billion by end of 2030, which is again almost doubling in next 5-6 years. I think these numbers are mind-boggling if you look at these numbers purely from the comparing any nation, any country in the world. Our metro, 10 years back, we had metro functional in, I think, 1 or 2 cities and under construction in another couple of cities. Today we have metro under operation in more than 8 cities and under construction in more than 20 cities. We are adding almost 73 kilometers of metro line in another 2 years, almost 150 kilometers every year. These numbers, these are so staggering numbers that, one can only imagine the kind of impact, socio-economic impact these infrastructure once built will create. And therefore, this evening is a very apt evening to honor those visionaries, innovators, those organizations, government organizations, institutions who have made this possible. So before we begin our celebration, I'll also take this opportunity to thank our jury. In fact, the jury has been so experienced with so variety of experience, esteem in true sense. Mr. P.K. Sinha, former Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Amitabh Kant, who was Sherpa G20 and CEO Niti Aayog before, Mr. Vijay Chibbar, who was Secretary Road Transport and Highways and has also been into shipping and port, earlier becoming Secretary there. We had Mr. Arvind Singh, who was Chairman Airport Authority of India and was also Secretary Tourism. We had Mr. Sanjay Bhatia, who was Chairman of Mumbai Port Trust and was also Chairman of the CIDCO, which is the biggest urban development agency today in India. We had Mr. Ashwini Lohani, who was Chairman Railway Board, also CMD of Air India, and has a very varied experience of railway and airport. We had Mrs. Dakshita Das, who had a very unique governance and finance expertise. She was Special Secretary in Ministry of Finance. We had Mr. Jaisankar, who is MD of Indian Infrastructure Finance Corporation. We had Mr. Vinay Kumar Singh, who is MD of NCRTC, which has recently inaugurated the biggest urban fast transport project between Delhi and Meerut. We had Mr. Brijesh Dikshit, who was MD of Maharashtra Metro and is presently heading the Maharashtra Infrastructure Development Corporation. We had Mr. Paul Jensen, who is MD of European Business and Technology Center. We had Mr. Sharat Sabnis, who was Secretary Infrastructure in Maharashtra and had worked for a long period in corporates in various organizations like Tata Projects and variety of such organizations. Mr. Atul Kulkarni, who was CEO of a port in Maharashtra and has been advising into the port sector from last more than, bringing in more than 25 years of expertise in port and shipping. We had Davinder Sandhu and Nilay Verma, who bring in a huge amount of knowledge, expertise through their team, through Primus Partners. So with this variety of and diversified experience together and expertise together has added immense value to this whole evaluation process. And I can tell you, this jury has selected these awards. So I can assure you, probably these are one of the best projects one can identify in India. And therefore, congratulations to whosoever the winners will be. And thank you to the jury for taking out time. I know they have spent a lot of time in going through the presentations, giving the numbers. I also want to thank our partners and the supporting organizations, various ministries who have supported us, our sponsors, and last but not the least, the nominees who have overwhelmingly participated. As I said, we had given them a window of only 2 weeks, but everybody, responded. More than 60 nominations under 5 sectors we received, which was very phenomenal in that short period of time. I'll not take much of the time. I know you are here for the award function, and we have a couple of panel discussions also lined up, and the ministers will be arriving in a due course. So thank you once again, and let the celebration begin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dange, for that perfect context setting for the event. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we shall unravel the fascinating layers of the nomination process, a crucial aspect that ensures the most deserving entities receive the spotlight they rightly deserve. Over 60 nominations were received from these 5 sectors across 3 distinct categories, each focusing on impact, innovation, and sustainability. These nominations span across a wide spectrum of projects, demonstrating diversity and ingenuity across various infra sectors. From transformative road and railway projects to cutting-edge developments in ports and airports, these nominations serve as a testament to the outstanding achievements propelling progress and growth within the nation's infrastructure domain. Our esteemed panel of judges, comprising industry experts, visionaries, and thought leaders, have meticulously reviewed each nomination across various categories, such as innovation, sustainability, and overall impact on the infrastructure ecosystem. Through our upcoming panel discussion titled Driving Growth, Infrastructure's Impact on India's Growth Journey, we shall try and unravel the multifaceted aspects of the infrastructure industry, exploring emerging trends, disruptive technologies, and the transformative strategies that will shape the trajectory of projects to come, and ultimately playing a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of India's remarkable journey towards growth and prosperity. To take this discussion forward and moderate the upcoming session, may I please invite on stage Ms. Mugdha Kalra. Please welcome Ms. Mugdha Kalra. Well, let me also invite our esteemed guests on stage one by one. Please welcome our first panelist, Mr. Arvind Singh, former Secretary, Ministry of Tourism and former Chairman, Airport Authority of India. Mr. Arvind Singh is a retired Indian Administrative Service Officer of 1988 batch. Mr. Singh has served as Chairman, Airports Authority of India. He holds a bachelor's and master's degree in economics from St. Stephen's College, Delhi, and the Delhi School of Economics. He's held several key responsibilities in Government of Maharashtra and the Government of India. He's also served as the Secretary to Government of India, Ministry of Tourism, and was posted at the Embassy of India, Tokyo, as Minister Economic. Mr. Singh has attended mid-career training courses at the Graduate Institute, Geneva, and Harvard University. Now, please welcome our second panelist, Mr. Sanjay Bhatia, former Chairman, Mumbai Port Trust. Mr. Sanjay Bhatia is a mechanical engineer and has an MBA from Southern Cross University, Australia. He's been a Maharashtra Cadre IAS officer in the rank of Chief Secretary of the State and Secretary in Government of India. He has 38 years of experience in serving at various senior levels in Government of India and Government of Maharashtra. He is presently the Upalokayukta of Maharashtra in the rank of a High Court judge. His last IAS posting before the present assignment was Chairman, Mumbai Port Trust in the rank of Secretary to Government of India and Chairman, Indian Ports Association. Now please welcome our third panelist, Mr. Vijay Chibbar, former Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Mr. Vijay Chibbar is a retired Indian Administrative Service Officer with an illustrious career spanning over 37 years in public service. He held the position of Secretary at the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, concurrently serving as the Chairman of the National Highways Authority of India. Throughout his extensive career, Mr. Chibbar has undertaken pivotal assignments within the Government of India, contributing his expertise to various ministries such as Defence, Health, Commerce, Fertilizer, Shipping and Road Transport, and the Cabinet Secretariat. Additionally, he served as an advisor to the Chief Minister of the Government of Tripura. A member of the 1978 batch of the Manipur Tripura cadre, Mr. Chibbar is a retired civil servant with an impressive track record of accomplishments. Mr. Chibbar earned his master's degree in history from St. Stephen's College, Delhi University in 1977 and is an alumnus of the National Defence College. Last but not the least, please welcome our final panelist, Mr. Sanjay, CEO, Ashok Buildcon. A big round of applause for Mr. Sanjay.
A chair, extra chair.
Over to you, Mugdha. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Welcome, gentlemen, to the panel. And what an honor to have all of you here and take time out for this discussion. We have 3 of you who have also served on the jury. And so to begin with, let me ask you all what your experience was, given that this is one of those very marquee awards where there were multiple entries. I'm sure selecting the winner was very, very difficult. But Chibarji, if I may start with you, I would want to know, when you were looking at the entries, what did it feel like? How far have we come in the last 10 years? And from the eye of a person who has seen the development shaping in the last so many decades, what stood out for you in all these infrastructure projects that had nominated themselves for the awards?
Well, I must congratulate Build India firstly for creating this platform. It was about time, and all kudos to Mr. Dange and his team for having created this platform. Since this was the first time we were attempting this, I think there were some lessons to learn. Perhaps the time given to prospective candidates for these awards, that needs to be enhanced. Because what the jury did struggle with was sometimes a lack of adequate detail regarding, say, a new technology and how it's different from what is being done in the normal course. And that made the work of the jury a little more difficult. So hopefully in future episodes of this award, we will get a little more information from the applicants. Secondly, while Dange was very happy with the 66 applicants, I think the kind of work that is being done across these verticals is so huge that perhaps 66 is not a real good enough number. We probably should be having at least 100 plus applicants, and given the vast number of projects that are being rolled out, particularly in roads, railways, well, I think all verticals. So we should be looking at something like 100 plus applicants in future. But having said that, I must say that there were some obvious winners, and that will reflect itself when the awards are announced. And there may have been some good ones which we missed out, but that was really because of lack of full detailing and information.
No, I would agree with Sir, Mr. Chibba, when he says that probably the time given to the people to make the entries or the others was short, because we did in the jury struggle with a lot of entries because of lack of detail, because there were 3 categories that we were judging them on: impact, sustainability, and innovation. And sometimes it became very difficult. While there were very clear winners in certain categories, in the other categories, and that was because of the lack of time. But what was very impressive was the range of projects that have taken place and the challenges that some have taken, and that's what came in front of the jury in terms of the speed at which some projects have been built, the scale at which some projects have been missed, and nearly some very impossible projects which seemed very difficult and unthinkable. You would see those in the awards when they come out, but that just shows the very difficult projects that have happened and a lot of challenges that have been taken up. So I would congratulate all the winners and the others who are present here, that they've done excellent work, and I'm sure that we will see more of that going ahead in the next few years.
Fantastic, fantastic. Mr. Bhatia, when we speak about impact, innovation, and sustainability, Was it difficult to find all of this together in one project? Because a lot of times we do see that balancing sustainability with infra at that speed can be a challenge. What was your initial thought when you were seeing all these three pillars in the nominations?
There were some projects which had all three. And they had, in fact, we have given some special awards also, where all three were at the top. But finally, when we were looking at it, we were looking at impact separately. And for the impact, which is the first one, for sustainability, which is the first one, and for the third one also, which is the first one. So it went like that. I think it was very interesting, and in fact, some of the projects, I have been in the government sector and dealing with urban development, roads, shipping, ports, everything, but being a little away from these sectors in the last 2-3 years, being the Upalokayukt, I was extremely impressed with some projects in the road sector. Because we found that they had done jobs which were so challenging. Well, I used to consider myself as a very efficient officer. And then when I looked at these projects, I said, whoever has done this has to be a very, very marvelous guy. So that is the type of impression which I gathered from these. Even in some metro projects, you will see when the awards are announced. And I hope when Vaibhav announces the awards, he also tells what sort of difficulties those guys faced when the awards were selected or when the projects were done.
If we were to just look at how far we have come from the point of view of the quality projects that are coming, do you see a huge change in the last 5 years? In just the last 4-5 years?
In some sectors, especially road and metro. In ports, there is some change, there is some initiative, but the level is much higher, which I saw in the roads and the metro sector. So there is, they have reached a different level completely.
I think it's also about getting innovation in place, and this is where I want to bring you in, sir, which is now we are looking at not just digitization, we are looking at modern tech, we are looking at infrastructure that is led by these two. What are the challenges? And if I don't want to use the word challenges, say what are the opportunities and how do we nail them down? Because for everything we need expertise. Do we have enough and more expertise? What are the challenges and opportunities then, so to say?
I will try to restrict myself in the road infrastructure where I come from. Road infrastructure has thrown a lot of opportunities. Say it not just talk about the innovation first, but let's talk about the, we are talking about socio-economic also one of the time. So we talk about the employment and the more number of roads getting constructed and what kind of employment got generated. Just to give a lot of statistics are available, but just to make the thing simple, the 1 kilometer road is built, almost 1 million labors, 1 million employment is generated per day. When I'm talking about the employment, 1 million people gets a job per day, direct or indirect. So that kind of employment road is generating. Maybe some of the here will agree with that. So when I'm saying direct and indirect together. So this has changed tremendous. That has made a big socio-economic impact when I'm talking about road. And if you add other infrastructure project, infras, what kind of, we can see that impact which has already taken place and which is going to take place. Coming back to, definitely, we were to talk about the innovation. Yes, a lot of innovations are taking place in the road sector. Government has allowed, you can go for different technologies, say it in the, right from bottom to the top, let's say, whether it is a bridge engineering or whether it's road engineering, and new things are coming up. And by the time we talk about this is a new innovation, that innovation becomes old and new for the new innovation come. But that's keeping happening, and which is very vital for the progress. Of course, sir has said it has to be sustainable and quality oriented. So that also is better care being taken. Now we come to the question you asked for the digitization. Yes, this is taking place. This is 360-degree turn, which is started happening now in the road sector, because, the mechanization plays a very vital role as it is. And in that mechanization, this digital controls, which takes care of human element gets reduced, error of human element, because the skill level, what we used to have 10 years before for a particular person, may be reduced to that extent. But when the digital technology coming into picture, lot many things are happening, and digital control, when I say 360, yes, we can control sitting in one end of the country, and we can control the second, what's happening on the other side of the country by digital control, using the various digital control. And that's what I would like to say.
Thank you, sir, for that comment. Well, it's a marquee year if you look at the allocation of 3.3% of GDP to infrastructure in FY24. There is budgetary outlay increase of almost 5 lakh crores in FY24, sir. We are looking at operationalizing 23 waterways by 2030 and 2 lakh kilometer national highway network by 2025. These are lofty targets. What is the kind of pressure that goes in timeliness when you will see a lot of urban development and also satellite towns are developing, but एक सवाल जो सभी पूछते हैं वो ये project खत्म कब होगा? And a lot of stress is on all the stakeholders about the timing of it. Is innovation the answer? Is using the new tech the answer to expedite these projects? Do we need a change there? What are some of the places where we are lacking at the moment, which if put in place, at least the time spent on these projects will considerably come down, sir?
Yeah, so I think one of the aspects of infrastructure build, which Build India perhaps has missed out and which could be added in some form in future episodes, would be the financing. I think financing is really the key, because technology will keep evolving, and project managers, project engineers will bring in that technology if it brings in the efficiencies and cost savings, etc. But I think the key aspect for including timeliness is how you finance the project. And if the projects are structured with incentives for timely completion or disincentives for delays, we find that the projects by and large invariably complete on time. I think he is one of the leading concessionaires we have in the road sector, and in the HAM mode of construction, for example, we had very specifically emphasized the incentives for timely or early completion and penalties for delayed completion. And you will see across the spectrum, irrespective of who is the builder, by and large, people are building these projects on time. There are some of his colleagues who kick themselves in case they miss out the bonus. They don't see the fixed returns as adequate rewards. They are looking at the bonus. So I think the financing models and patterns, they are the key for infrastructure built in a timely manner. And I think this is an aspect we probably need to look at a little more closely.
Mukta, can I add to this?
Absolutely.
Sir, I have had this feeling, and I've dealt with so many projects, that the quality of monitoring still needs a lot of improvement. When I saw the 5th oil terminal which we were dealing with in Mumbai port, the monitoring was, almost all monitoring was being done by outside agencies. And it was way better than what we are doing. And I've seen so many projects lagging behind, going behind time and all that. That project got completed on time, and it was a hugely difficult project. Everything taking pipes under sea and all that. So probably for great success in future infrastructure projects, we need to train our people in the quality monitoring, quality time monitoring, project management. We have been doing it. Some projects are successful. But the lessons learned from those projects need to be incorporated in the next ones. In bureaucracy, normally we lose that. Lessons done by the first guy, the second one reinvents the wheel. So these sort of things which we need to really focus on, the type of ambitions which we have.
Perhaps just to add to what Mr. Bhatia is saying, I think we also need to look at the regulatory framework within the country. Wherever the regulatory framework is reasonably robust, I think as in the aviation sector, you will have a way of solving problems and in a timely manner. But I think we are not spending enough time on really defining what is the role of the regulator and finding the right people to fit in. There's no point just having people with a Sarkari background being plunked onto a regulatory body. There are enough expertise in the field. We need a way to draw that expertise and put them in the right locations.
Arvind, if we are talking about the aviation sector and we're also talking about the tourism sector, both are interconnected, both need to work in tandem when it comes to infra development because they are aiding into each other. When we are talking about tourism and we are talking about tourism that is reaching in the remotest corner, where it is also resulting in inclusion, where it is also giving livelihood to a lot of locals that are living there. There are multiple departments that need to work together. How does this cross-department work then can be facilitated in a more productive way? And what are the challenges there?
Well, you're talking about development of destinations at the local level. Predominantly, you know, now there is a thinking coming that you have to strengthen. What we really lack in is a very good destination management bodies at the local level. So, I mean, we have world-class, say, World Heritage says UNESCO World Heritage sites at many places. There are 40 of them now in India. But many places we don't have a strong, robust destination management organizations. So we are moving in that direction where you have a kind of a strong destination management at the local level, which is, of course, primarily moved in by the local body, be it an elected body or a body of officials, but that brings in a cross-cutting experience across all departments, as well as private agencies, as well as others. And there are, some states where this has gone off very well. Some states in the south and some states in the northeast where we are seeing these kind of small destination management organizations come. So I think to have an inclusive growth of tourism at the local level, we need to strengthen very strong these kind of organizations at the local level. Capacities have to be built up, they have to be financed, people have to be trained. And only then, when it happens, will we see that kind of good management and experience going on.
Mr. Sanjay, I wanted to speak to you about the kind of pressures that are on private companies as well when we talk about infra development, whether it is to do with land acquisition, whether it is to do with, of course, Sir mentioned the policy frameworks, there are compliances, etc. Is the infra development then also getting a little staggered behind because of all of these very Sarkari work, to be honest, in the sense that, what kind of a partnership there needs to be when, say, private stakeholders are coming with public stakeholders, and all of these policy-centric decisions need to be expedited.
Right. I mean, that's a sensitive topic about land acquisition. Let's not go into much detail. But yes, public-private partnership being talked every now and then. And if it can go to the project-centric level, and that trust has to be built. So where I think a much more some about bureaucracy, keeping that bureaucracy or Sarkari kind of thing just aside. But if the trust between the concessionaire and the authority is well developed with the local government, things can go better. Many things were tried. I'm not saying people are trying very now and then, various concepts been trying. It's a very difficult task, but that has to be achieved because inclusive management we are talking about, so nobody should put to loss also. So that's definitely be there. But when we go on the ground, if some more trust can be emphasized among the players, it could lead to a better picture, which I have found in some of my projects, we could do better because that trust was developed. And one thing I would say, the client was demanding. So like monitoring, sir just said, that kind of monitoring was, or robust monitoring was there. So then we also felt that we should definitely contribute and we should move ahead. So sitting day by day backwards because of pointing out some of the reasons, it fetched better result, and some of project definitely gives better result where my client or authority was very much demanding and the robust monitoring was there.
So would you like to add to that? Talking about public and private partnerships, it's not always a rosy marriage. There are challenges, and a lot of counseling is required. So I would like to know from you, Sanjay, that what are the challenges that a public and private partnership can go through? If you have any particular projects that you can speak of, where the success stories were phenomenal, and where there was a lot of room for change.
So I think Sanjay has mentioned about trust. I have dealt with so many PPP projects, and majority I have seen have failed. That is why I have very strong views on PPP, especially in the port sector. In Kandla, Atul will remember, every second project going in PPP and then collapsing. So my analysis of that is that, I think Sanjay mentioned that, that we are not doing a partnership. We are doing a owner and lessee relationship. We are doing we are acting like a regulator and the other guy is our contractor. It's not a partnership. When something happens, if, let's say, a PPP project is done between Mumbai Port and a subsidiary of Mumbai Port, it will be treated very differently. But there is a private guy coming, so who's going to take the risk? Who's going to handle this? Hugely different. The views, and everybody is scared that if I take a decision, then tomorrow CBI, CBC, all those will land up. So then, in fact, I remember I used to set up committees, and now you don't trust bureaucrats. So I used to appoint a judge, a retired High Court judge, that you please chair it, and then we will be able to take a decision. So very different sort of a thinking needs to be done on PPP projects. And then another thing I want to mention in this concept of arbitration has not succeeded in our country. In arbitration, it goes to the judges, they sit on that, take a lot of money for the next 2-3 years. After that, what the result comes, that goes to the courts. And nobody finally comes. In fact, sir, I was thinking that when a contract is being signed, that is the time when champagnes are being opened. You trust each other. At that time, both parties should nominate one person whom they both trust and say that this guy will mediate whatever happens. And he has to take into consideration all the risks and all the changes which are happening in the project. Then these projects will succeed. That is my thinking, rather than afterwards just disputing everything. I've seen OCT of Mumbai Port, I've seen Kandla projects, and we were just disputing, that's all. Even when we were coming up with a solution, the solution was not acceptable to the government. So there was issues like these.
Yes, I think my experience has been mixed. It's not totally negative as in the ports. For instance, the PPP has worked very successfully in the airports that we see. Some of the work that has happened in the private sector and by the public authority both have been phenomenal. Especially the projects that you see in 2005, when the first wave of privatization took place, Airport Authority of India had almost 100% of the traffic in India. Today it is below 50%. And the other private operators have come, Delhi and Mumbai, then Bangalore, Hyderabad, then the Airport Authority went ahead with 6 airports privatization, and they're doing very well wherever the private operators have come in. And that's because of what Sir mentioned, Mr. Chibber, a very robust regulatory framework where the AERA, the ministry, the private operators, and the leading public operator, Airport Authority, have all worked in tandem to deliver the kind of results. And this has been beneficial for all. Not only has the traveling public got better services, but the revenues of the Airport Authority of India have gone up significantly because of the privatization, which has helped them fund new other projects in the hinterland, which were not thought of financially viable, socially viable. Now, but going so that's a very rosy picture, very good story, a success story. But if from the other sector where I worked in power, there's a mixed bag. You know, PPP in generation was a disaster because you know the kind of stories that has happened and the private sector that came in and the problems. But in certain sectors of the power sector, again in transmission, did very well. In distribution, it is not. The private sector has come in mainly where in the urban areas where they are short of revenues and you know, the good returns and adequate return on their the capital employed. So, you know, I think the experience has not been uniform across the sectors, and we need to analyze the reasons why it has been so.
I have a slightly different approach because in the road sector, we were the pioneers for PPP when we compare different verticals. I think, you know, if you want to make a success of PPP, firstly, you have to understand the philosophy behind it. If you are not philosophically oriented towards PPP, you will never get it right. And we initially thought that we were doing a great job in the road sector. When we started looking at alternatives within the PPP framework, we realized to our horror that many countries were ahead of us, many. And a country like Brazil was farming out every project, whether it was a health sector, it was a hospital, it was a school, whether it was a waterworks, it was all going through the PPP route. And they were able to structure these projects in a win-win manner. And they were not having the kind of disputes that we have. They were not having the kind of delays that we have. It was across the board. So when Weber was reading out the enhanced allocations, budgetary allocations, it's a good thing in terms of signaling a government's intent that we will focus and continue the focus on infrastructure. But that need not be necessarily linked to the budget allocations. Because if you have a budget, the engineers are smiling, the contractors are smiling, the politicians are smiling. On an EPC, you can have flexibility. But on a genuine PPP project, there are no freebies. So I think before we, in fact, if we really have to sustain the kind of pace that is required to cover the infrastructure gap or the infrastructure, the missing gap that, because ours is a huge country and another decade of this pace or even a decade of this pace of construction will still leave us short of the kind of infrastructure that we need. So necessarily we will have to look at PPP a little more seriously. And that's why right in the beginning, and I echo what Arvind has said, you need a robust regulatory system. Infrastructure by definition will want long-term capital. Long-term capital is available, but long-term capital requires certain comfort. You can't have infrastructure projects cast in stone. We, because of, as Bhatia Saab said, CVC, this problem, that problem, we say the project framework is this, and you shall for 30 years not shift the goalpost. It's not possible. It's not possible. And we do not encourage negotiation or renegotiation of projects. But there has to be mechanism, and there are mechanisms. We need to just draw on the global experiences. There are mechanisms where project frameworks can be revisited, say after the first 8 years or the first 10 years, and goalposts marginally amended to take on board current realities. I'll give an example from port sector, which is his forte. At one time, we thought we would be importing coal forever. Then a few years back, we suddenly said, no, stop the import of coal because domestic coal production is getting impacted. Now, somebody has put in investments of millions of dollars on an exclusive coal import jetty. What does he do with it? You have decided to cut back imports. You have to find a solution for him and his investment. It's in national interest. It's not only in that concessionaire's interest, it is in national interest not to waste that investment. You can easily have an arrangement where the regulator says, oh, all right, I will allow you import of 3 other dirty cargoes. But some solution has to be found to utilize that investment. So PPP, when we approach it, it cannot be with this very tight framework. It has to be a little more flexible, and there are umpteen global experiences which we can draw down on.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We have only time for that much of a discussion, but thank you so much for your time and, of course, for taking our time as jurors as well. We will enjoy, of course, the rest of the evening because you have painstakingly done the job of.
Can I suggest we just go at impact, just for
Yes,
as
sure.
a last round?
Yeah.
Because, you know, and this was one of the three criteria
of
that
the-
was selected,
yeah.
the impactful projects. You know, if you see some of the projects which are going to be the winners, and many those who were left out, when you see the impact of any one of these projects, you realize what a transformative change this can bring about. You know, whether it's a railway convergence to J&K state, or the decision of railways to go to each state capital. Now, Northeast typically would not lend itself to railways going to Manipur and Nagaland. But there is a political mandate, you go there. And you can see the change. Initially, most of us were non-believers. I was in Tripura. I was advisor to CM when the railways reached Agartala. And I was a complete believer that the railways is an overspend and we could divert that money for making roads. And that would be a better spend. But once the railways came in, it's a huge change. You know, one rake of railways coming in means for the next 3 months your petroleum problem is solved. The second rain coming in with food grains, next 3 months your food grain problem is solved. There is no landslide today and then people are running helter-skelter. So impactful projects are something very, very, transformative. I remember when the government came in 2014, the PM said, please look at neighborhood connectivity.
Right.
So we had a blueprint for Nepal, for Bhutan, for Bangladesh and Myanmar. And we also started looking at Sri Lanka. So in 2014, we looked at the possibility of a rail-cum-road bridge connecting Dhanushkodi to the northern tip of Sri Lanka. It's about 18 kilometers, and we did a back-of-envelope calculation.
Right.
Unfortunately, that project got stymied because Sri Lanka was having its elections, and Jaishankar Saab's view was that this might become an issue because there was an anti-India lobby which was in office at that point of time. But can you imagine India and Sri Lanka connected by a rail bridge? It will completely change the psyche of the people. Besides the economic integration and the strategic value, the psyche of a Sri Lankan that he is connected to the Indian mainland makes him start thinking differently. So I just thought I'll share this.
Wonderful. That's a high note to end our discussion. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time and insights. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for that enlightening session. Indeed, in the landscape of India's dynamic growth, the convergence of urban development and efficient transportation is paramount to fostering sustainable, vibrant cities. Ladies and gentlemen, to further delve into the intricacies of nomination process, please join me in welcoming on stage Davinder Sandhu, co-founder and chairperson, Primus Partner for the special address. Just to let you know, Primus Partner is the knowledge partner for this event. Please, big round of applause, welcome Mr. Davinder Sandhu.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Thank you for being here. We are proud to be knowledge partners for Build India. Vaibhav, always a big hand for you. This is fantastic. I mean, part of the job that I have to do has been made easier because some of the intricacies of the selection have already been mentioned by the senior jurors on stage. And one criticism, of course, not a criticism, but a suggestion that came was, of course, for more time. But we all know that the model code of conduct is likely to come soon. And so we actually took that challenge on ourselves that can we hold the inaugural event this year before the model code of conduct, which everybody expects in another 4 or 5 days. So that was actually the sort of stopper for ourselves. But despite that fact, I think that the Build India team has done a fabulous job. There were more than 60 nominations, as mentioned. And so that suggestion is taken, of course, care of. This will be an annual event, and we really look forward to that. Can I have the presentation, please? I believe there's a presentation, or would you like me to? or we can skip the presentation. So I think most of the jurors have already mentioned the three markers of innovation. There was impact, and there is sustainability. I think the jurors took the right decision on saying that we will not look at impact for those projects that are still not completed, because naturally a project must complete, it must have a certain life for us to know what are the outcomes beyond the output of the project itself. So that was an important decision that was taken, and that's the way it went. In terms of innovation, those projects that were under construction were also taken care of, because while examining the data that came in, we realized that during the phase of construction itself, there are a number of innovations that are seen which we would like to advocate. So I think beyond those two markers is where you see most of these projects spread out. And there were two projects, I believe, that the jury finally picked up as best across the class. I think when the jury's decision is placed before you, we'll all applaud the designers, all the people who worked on those projects, and of course the project sponsors who led those projects towards completion. So this was the broad framework, but I would also like to share with you that post-event, we plan to bring out a knowledge paper. The whole idea being that whatever innovations have happened here and whatever good practices have been adopted, they should be propagated across to the industry. And we will go across to all organizations, all state governments, all project sponsors and regulatory authorities to share the lessons that I've learned. One suggestion that came up, and I was just discussing outside before we came in, and that was my experience actually from an event that I was a panelist at in Canada at the Canadian Society of Civil Engineers. It's a little, touchy subject in some senses, I must say, but it's very important for our country as we go forward, because I think some of the biggest projects, the biggest capex in all these sectors will happen in India in the 10 or 15 years going ahead. And that learning for me was that the Canadian Society of Civil Engineers actually brought out only one book at their annual event. Ladies and gentlemen, that book is called the Book of Failures, because they say that at our annual event, we want to know what didn't work. What worked is fantastic, but it is more important to share what did not work. And I will be discussing with Vaibhav post the event to see how we can build that in a very nice manner, that it's not critical or, because we really want to celebrate the building of India's infrastructure. But if there are any lessons that we also need to take to the country in terms of what not to do, that would also be important. So thank you for supporting us today, the fabulous jury and the fabulous audience here, and our other knowledge partners and TV channels. We will be making this an annual event. And I now request the second panelists to kindly come on stage. This is a panel discussion on innovation as a catalyst, how innovation is propelling infrastructure forward, and that sustainability is the right way. Can I request Paul? I see you there. Please come on stage. Paul Jensen is Managing Director of the European Business Technology Center. We are also very proud to see European representatives. We met in the morning, and other colleagues from the European embassies here. So welcome, Paul, on stage. Thank you so much. Can I also request Srimati Bharti Chaturvedi? She's the founder and director of Chintan Environmental Research and Action Group. Very active in flagging impact and innovation and sustainability across. Thank you, Bharti ji, for being here. Can I request Shri Pawan Kant, who is the CEO of Interrise Trust, to please come on stage? Thank you, Pawan, for coming in today and taking time to share your thoughts with us. And finally, Shri Mahendra Kumar, Director Electrical and Rolling Stock from NCRTC. Oh, there he is. NCRTC, as you know, was a project that was, the Prime Minister has been there twice in the last 90 days. First leg from Delhi towards halfway to Meerut, and now finally touching Meerut. So thank you so much, August audience, for being on stage, and let the celebrations begin again. Please come on board.
Thank you so much, sir, and welcome, panelists. And I request Mugdha to take it forward from here.
Welcome to you, all the panelists. I've already been told that we will have time for one quick round of questioning because we already have Minister Sir here. But the opening and the closing comments will sort of come together. Paul, if I may start with you. Cross-sector collaboration and knowledge, and also all the sharings that can be used to facilitate the adoption of innovative solutions, learn from what is working outside and replicating it here, those partnerships that we are talking about. In the infrastructure development arena, how does that play out? Those partnerships, how can we forge them with more strength?
Thank you very much, and also thank you for having me here. You touch upon something that is actually the DNA of EBTC, collaboration and cross-border collaboration, obviously, working with European and Indian collaborations. I concur that public-private partnerships are sometimes tough. They need a lot of hand-holding and maybe a lot of stakeholder management, but I think it's absolutely crucial, both for Europe and for India, that we work together and that we work closely together. There's a lot of learnings to be had. Europe can learn a lot from India. India can learn a lot from Europe as well. And I think what is actually critical, you said, can you learn from one sector to another sector? And in so many sectors, what I experience in many projects across sectors is that you can say one sector's waste is another sector's fuel. And I think I can maybe give one example. We work very closely with a light material cluster alliance in Europe, looking at materials that can be used for railway wagons or other transport, other vehicles, mobility projects. And I think that could be hugely interesting also for even the road infrastructure the sector, because a lot of materials, even some of the projects that we were evaluating with the Build India Infra Awards here, as a jury, there was a lot of interesting and innovative ideas of what materials to use in road infrastructure for a variety of reasons. And I can say, as a European, I've been living in India for quite a while, and you asked a question to another juror earlier, have you seen any change? Yeah, and I came to India in 2005. I've lived in Delhi ever since then, and I have just been blown away by the development that's happened in India. I've seen a new airport being built here. I'm seeing the second airport being built in Delhi. I've seen the expressway being built. I've seen Gurgaon being built. I've seen metros being built, flyovers being built, buildings being built. And I think I've seen more in the first 5 years of my time in India than I probably would in 20 or 30 years in Europe. So there's a lot of opportunity to collaborate together. And I think for a lot of reasons. And I'm extremely pleased to see that Build India Infra is doing this, because it is increasingly important that the focus is on infrastructure. It's not always a sexy topic. We're all talking AI, fintech, and a lot of technology and scalability. But at the end of the day, for two regions to work together, for India to become a larger integrated part of global supply chains, infrastructure is hugely important, logistics is hugely important. And just so you know that logistics, if you want an economy to grow with 10% or 12%, which I think in some sectors we're aiming at, we need logistics to grow faster than that. That is very, very important. And I'm happy to see that the government also has a focus on that. And I'm just looking forward to seeing where this is going to go. And I applaud that. I hope that this will continue every single year. And get a focus on the infrastructure space, get a focus on the logistics space, and then you will see how India will be a preferred partner for the rest of the world.
Thank you. Thank you for that comment. Bharti, if I may get you in, we have spoken about infrastructure to everybody. The first panel also spoke about it. But we are finding ourselves at the crossroad of balancing our infrastructure ambitions and climate change, SDG goals, impact, and also sustainability on the other. Do you see that the projects that are coming now are keeping that at the back of their mind, or is it's an intricate balance still when it comes to all the other goals, which are sometimes clashing with the kind of development that India needs and is doing?
So, thank you for that. I think there are 2 or 3 ways to see it, and I think it's really important to see what core benefits we can get when we put, when we look at greener infrastructure. I mean, green itself is so absolute, but greener, I would say. So, just because we're at a point in time where there's been so much new science in the last, I think, 3 or 4 days around air pollution. It's hit the media if anyone's following it. I'll just talk briefly about a couple of things where, for example, typically, India has 13 of the 20 most polluted cities in the world. And burning tires, for example, is a significant way, whether you put it in brick kilns or whether you just burn them through informal actors. These are significant source of air pollution. But when you put them into crumb rubber and put them in roads, then you have better quality roads, and you also have circular economy. And so, and of course, you use this material without letting its toxicity be released. In fact, you kind of close certain loops. So I really look at co-benefits. I mean, I would look at, buildings normally. There's a lot of conversation around buildings where people are talking about, okay, how do you cool it more efficiently and how do you heat it or whatever. But actually 80% of the carbon is already embedded in the building by the time it's built. So in fact, when innovations, I think the Noida airport got an award. So, just embedding greener kinds of innovations and processes really is very transformational. In fact, construction waste also contributes to multiple things. I mean, of course, air pollution in parts of our country in certain points in time, it can go as high as 8% of the air pollution. But on the other hand, a lot of our cement and a lot of those materials are well known to come from areas like sand mining. And sand mining is, of course, there's a huge issue about how that is going to impact river flows and reduce resilience when you have floods. And now we know that we should expect more and more floods and extreme weather, events. So if you don't have to mine, and firstly it's not legal, but nonetheless that's where, so when you reduce mining by reusing and using circular economy, I think we have to start evaluating through a framework of co-benefits. Unfortunately, we haven't built those frameworks. We haven't built how do you evaluate. We're very intuitive about it, but I think the time to be intuitive is long over. There's no space. We're in an emergency. I mean, you saw what happened last year. There were floods here and floods there. Now, we've had an extremely hot year last year, the hottest ever. And India is so prone to, the impact of climate change without actually contributing to that climate change. So now we have our own resources, and I think we have to do 3 important things. We have to learn to evaluate and monitor what is green and how to be greener. I think we also have to have incentives. We don't have enough incentives as of now. For example, over 100 highways are going through protected areas, whether they're national parks or whatever they are, but wildlife protected areas. Now, no matter what you do, only an incentive can drive innovation. So so of course we know in Pench and many places you have you have corridors, you have underpasses, overpasses, all of that. But still you hear about, various kinds of animals. And it's not that we lack innovations. I think we really lack the incentive, because as it is, it's so difficult to roll out infra. So I think incentives are the second. And finally, before I end, I think an important third factor is we've really got to do more life cycle analysis. We don't join the dots. So if we don't join the dots, how do you expect the infra industry to go and join the dots? I think we can't throw every ball in the builders' courts, for example. And we really have to treat this as an emergency and roll out some of the hard data So you can't just talk about bamboo because bamboo also has a certain footprint
Right.
and a life cycle. So I would end with that.
All right. We'll just take a short break to welcome, sir. Yeah. Pavanji, now you have a bigger audience. Absolutely. So let me put the question which is on challenges and opportunities. What kind of opportunities do you foresee and what kind of government support do you need to enable innovation, impactful innovation while we are taking care of sustainability, as Bharti also spoke about. But what are the opportunities that we are sitting at and what do we need to harness those?
I think we have come, sorry, we have come a long way in terms of where construction was, how they were conceptualized. During my growing up years, we were having an average age of a project as about 9 to 11 years. That was a time when the average age of a large mega project would be about 9 to 11 years. Then came down to 5 years, and today we are speaking about doing projects in 30 months, you know. And whilst there are delays in projects, but at least we find that there are also Guinness Book of World Records that have been established in the last few years, and from our country and our sector. So there are a huge amount of improvements that we have done. One of the finest examples of improvement was at, you know, just about a decade back when we were struggling with what sort of model of contracting is there. We used to only have the master-servant relationship of a contracting, which was an EPC, which was an item rate contract. And then we migrated to EPC contract, we migrated to BOT toll-based contracts, HAM assets. Today we have come to a stage where you have 5 or 6 models of contracting in front of us, of awarding works. So we have made a huge amount of progress in that.
Right.
In the whole philosophy of doing projects, we have also found that there is an element of incentivization or an acknowledgement of efforts or value engineering that one wants to bring in. So we have also seen contracts where these are inbuilt in. You know, if you bring about an innovation, one of the innovations that Chibber Sahab spoke about was, you know, when you actually look at doing a project faster,
Right.
then you are able to get a bonus. And we have seen projects where people have got 2 months, 3 months bonus, you know, or 2 annuities of bonus. So there have been significant amount of improvement that have happened. In terms of opportunities, I think one of the biggest opportunities that we have is how do you actually look at bringing about innovation into the way we do things.
Right.
One of the biggest challenges that we are going to face is in terms of your natural resources. India, two of the biggest resource crunch that we certainly have, or we should be very concerned about the valuable resources that we are going to expend, is going to be the bitumen that we keep on importing. And the other is the fast depleting aggregates. You know, ultimately we're going to start losing mountains. So if we are not very concerned about that as people, as stakeholders, as contractors, as engineers, as developers, as stakeholders, that the fast depleting aggregate base that we will have, if we don't value that, it's very low in the value chain at this moment of time, but in terms of the value chain that it should be, it's extremely high. So if we don't think about what we can do to reduce the erosion of that, what we can do to reuse and recycle, I think we will be facing some of the issues that we are speaking about. So to that extent, I agree with my co-panelist in terms of how can we recycle better, how can we reuse better. If we can bring about framework for that,
Right.
and use that into the next set of road projects that are going to come in, I think that will be extremely valuable. The other one that we should also look at is in terms of whilst we are, we are bringing in new technology.
Right.
At the same time, the technology will also have a redundancy impact onto our existing set of people. Like we got in fast tags, and then we are talking about the new set of the satellite-based way of collecting tolls, which have made significant progress world over, and it will definitely make life simpler for all of us. At the same time, we also need to now look at how are we going to actually transition the existing set of toll operators who are working on those. How can companies like ours look at adding skill sets to them,
Yep.
such that they migrate and become employable somewhere else, and so those are the challenges that we are looking at this moment
Yeah.
of time.
महेंद्र जी, बहुत जल्दी आपसे सवाल पूछूंगी और इसका जवाब लूंगी. Satellite towns and main cities each have their own challenges when we talk about infrastructure development, because there is lots that's going on. The challenges are of a different level, but we do need to develop our satellite towns. If you can suggest 3 things that can facilitate this, what would those be? And with that, we can wrap.
Very rightly said. One thing that before going to that, I would like to add, innovation and sustainability, which my co-panelists spoke on that. Innovations and sustainability, they go hand in hand. So, until unless you have innovation, you can't think of making it more and more sustainable every day. Citing some examples which we have encountered in metros or Indian Railways, or I was in Indian Railways, then Delhi Metro, then Lucknow Metro, and now I am with NCRTC. So, for sustainable, you need basically the financial sustainability. And the financial sustainability comes only when either you maximize your revenue or you minimize your expenditures. So there have been how to maximize your revenues. I think globally, the metros which are sustainable, they are following it. They are being copied in India. They are being copied in Delhi Metro, copied in NCRTC, and going steps beyond to make them financially sustainable. And how to reduce the cost? I think power was one of the things. We have to see how to reduce the cost of the energy which we consume, because generally metros have 30 to 40, 35% of energy consumption for the operations. So there we have to look for sustainability. So that is, and coming to your question, I think transportation solutions, I think that is one of the most important solutions for the cities.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all my panelists. Thank you for your insights and time. And we'll now have Sir address us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for those valuable insights. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in the tapestry of India's growth story, infrastructure development emerges as the linchpin for realizing our collective vision of becoming a superpower economy and a developed nation. Tonight, we have the privilege of engaging in a fireside chat with an influential leader who has revolutionized the transport infrastructure landscape in our country. From his pioneering days as the PWD Minister in Maharashtra to his current role as the Minister of Road Transport and Highways in the central government, he has been a beacon of innovation and efficiency. Widely recognized as the top-performing minister in the Modi government, he has tirelessly worked towards giving India a world-class transport infrastructure that aligns with the ambitious goal of equaling the US in road infrastructure in the next 5 years. The National Infrastructure Pipeline and PM Gati Shakti Master Plan stand as cornerstones in this transformative journey. With a steadfast commitment to bringing down logistics costs to single digits, the government under his stewardship has conceptualized the Bharatmala Pariyojana, a flagship program for developing 65,000 kilometers of highways across the nation. In the upcoming session, we shall try and unravel his strategic vision that is propelling India's road infrastructure towards excellence. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and huge honor to invite on stage Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, Minister of Road Transport and Highways. Yes, sir. May I request Mr. Davinder Sandhu to present a bouquet to the Honorable Minister, please. Thank you, sir. And now I would like to invite on stage Parikshit Luthra for your fireside chat with Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. The discussion is on the road ahead for India's infrastructure. Parikshit, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ashima, and thank you very much, everyone in the audience, for joining us. This has been a fantastic evening, and Minister Gadkari, we couldn't have thought of a better person to speak about. Today, we're talking about a time when the pace of highway construction over 2014 has grown almost over 143%. The National Highway Network has seen a 60% growth over 2014. And today, there are two achievements which we must highlight, sir. One, of course, is the 8-lane Dwarka Expressway. This was very close to your heart. And the indigenously developed Agni 5 successful test flight. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Minister Gadkari and the government.
Thank you.
So let me begin by asking you about the Dwarka Expressway. How do you believe this could be a game changer for the future?
The basic problem in Delhi NCR is basically traffic jam and pollution. Now you just can imagine from Dhola Kua to Gurgaon, the traffic is 3 lakhs PCUs. And the road maximum it can be up to 60,000 PCUs. So every day people are facing crucial problem. But now because of Dwarka Express Highway, now it's a very interesting design. On the down level, there is a tunnel, urban tunnel, that is of 8 lane, then 10 lane roads, the upper side, and then flyover. So also there is a railway overbridges. One level, there are 4 levels are there. So the way in which the project is designed, it is really unique. And I feel that 50% of the traffic jam problem in Delhi NCR we can resolve. We are already making the project of 65,000 crore in Delhi NCR, out of which the project cost 35,000 crore we have completed. And end of December, we will complete all the projects. The most interesting thing with Dwarka Express Highway is it is connected to UR2. From Panipat, coming to airport, the people from Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Himachal, it will take 2 hours from them from Panipat to airport. But by making UR2 with Dwarka Express Highway, and now we have the tunnel directly going to T2 and T3. And also there is planning, all it is in process, that we are making tunnel for Vasant Vihar. So it will be only 25 to 30 minutes from Panipat. 30 minutes you can go to the airport. So that is to be a very important thing. Again, it will reduce the traffic, particularly on the Delhi-Gurgaon road, that is Dhola Kua. I feel that 50% of traffic will be reduced. So this can be really a game changer and a lifeline for Delhi NCR. And it is very important that this Dwarka Express Highway connecting to Delhi-Mumbai Express Highway. The people even can go up to Jaipur by that road and going to Mumbai. So also this road is connected to Delhi-Katra Express Highway. So naturally it is, and then even it is, there is one place, it is a connection to peripheral roads, Ring Road of Delhi. At the same time, the Jewar Airport also there is a connectivity. So overall, this type of new infrastructure which we are developing, 100%, I am confident that it is going to reduce the traffic jam and air pollution problem in Delhi.
And let's not forget, sir, the cost of logistics. What you're talking about, places like Jewar, places like Gurgaon, Sonipat, these are all major industrial belts, agricultural belts in the country, and every factory there will benefit from closer locations near the airport and easier travel as well. But one question that comes to all of our minds, sir, and you know, Minister Gadkari is someone in the cabinet who knows everything on the tips of his fingers. I met him for the first time 9 years ago in Parliament Corridor, and I asked him a question about seaplanes, and he took at least 10 minutes to explain me his vision on seaplanes. He has achieved a lot in the last 10 years. I'd like to ask you about what next, sir, especially when it comes to the Viksit Bharat vision. The Prime Minister has said that infrastructure in India will develop manifold in the next few years. In this calendar year itself, he has launched infrastructure projects worth 10 lakh crore rupees. 1 lakh crore worth of national highways have been inaugurated, or the foundation stone has been laid. Now, when it comes to developing infrastructure for the future, in the Viksit Bharat narrative, what would that be?
Actually, we are already constructing 36 green express highway. Just I am giving you the example. You start from Manali. Manali to Rohtang Pass, previously the journey time was 3.5 hours. But because of Atal Tunnel, it is only 8 minutes now. And after coming to Atal Tunnel, we have now in the process of making 8 tunnels up to Ladakh and Leh. Then Ladakh, Leh, you come to Jojila, it is to be the longest tunnel in Asia, 11 kilometers near Kargil. And then you can come to Jhedmore. And after Jhedmore, we can come to Srinagar. Then Srinagar to Jammu, we are making 18 tunnels, out of which probably within 3 months, all tunnels will be completed. And before coming to Jammu, near Katra, there is Delhi-Katra Express Highway. So from that express highway, it is Delhi to Amritsar 4 hours, Delhi to Srinagar 8 hours, and Delhi to Katra 6 hours. So by that highway, you come to Delhi-Mumbai Express Highway and directly going up to the Surat. Now this is a game changer. We are going to reduce the distance between Chennai to Delhi by 320 kilometers. From Surat to Nasik, Nasik to Ahmednagar, Ahmednagar to Solapur, Solapur to Kurnool. Now from Delhi to South India, anywhere, you don't need to go to Mumbai and Pune, Kolhapur and Solapur. So after Solapur, it will be connect to Kurnool. And Kurnool to Hyderabad, Trivandrum, Cochin, Bangalore, Chennai, and Kanyakumari. So when I was student, there was in the discussion and speeches, our leaders were talking about Kashmir se Kanyakumari tak. So that is to be first time we are seeing that Kashmir se Kanyakumari tak. And the most important thing is, there are two important things which futuristic planning and futuristic implementation is very important regarding the development. The one is this Green Express Highway, where 100 to 120 kilometers is average speed. So now, by end of this December, Delhi to Jaipur, 2 hours. Delhi to Dehradun, 2 hours. Delhi to Katra, 6 hours. Delhi to Srinagar, 8 hours. Already we have constructed Bangalore to Mysore. It is now 1 hour. Then up to end of this December, we will have the road from Chennai to Bangalore, 2 hours. So by making this road, we are reducing logistic cost. This is very important. Now presently in India, our logistic cost is 14 to 16%. And our dream is to take it up to single digit, up to 9%. So first of all, now the one truck taking Mumbai, it takes 54, 58 hours. But now it can be easy to go by 24 hours from Delhi to Mumbai. So truck will take double trips. So that will reduce the cost, capital cost. And at the same time, because of Green Express Highway, these are totally new road. So we are going to reduce the distance. And the most important thing is we are going to change fuel. In place of diesel and petrol, the idea is we can think about electric trucks, then trucks on LNG, CNG, and we have a lot of alternative fuel and biofuel. It's really a success story. Now we have methanol. I am giving you the example that methanol rate is 22 rupees per liter. And we have successfully implemented the Karnataka State Transport Pilot Project by using 15% methanol in diesel. It is successfully implemented. Now in the Assam Petroleum, we have methanol is available. In Mumbai, Deepak Fertilizer and RCF, methanol is available. And now government has taken decision to adding 15% methanol in diesel. Now you just understand, the diesel rate is 110 rupees per liter and methanol is 22 to 23 rupees per liter. And the most important thing is now Ashok Leyland has already launched their trucks on 100% methanol. We can get methanol from coal, low quality coal. Not only methanol, we can get ammonium nitrate, methanol and DME. And in USA, the 40%, up to the 40% DME adding in LPG. So we can reduce the cost of LPG. We can use methanol as a fuel, and ample coal is available in the country, and this is going to develop new economy. Now we have in Talcher, in Orissa, coal calcification, we are making urea. So this is the way in which we are going to reduce our import, reducing our logistic cost, and that is because of this is very important. Because of that, we will increase our export, because if the 6% of the cost, logistic cost is reduced, we will be more competitive in international market, our export will be more, our employment potential will be increased, and the growth will be increased.
Right.
And that is to be the dream of Prime Minister, to make Indian economy of $5 trillion and the third largest economy in the world, and Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Great to hear that's a very strong vision, a robust vision there that you have. When we speak about alternate mobility, now it is very important because you've also said this in the past, that we have to be technology agnostic. Different technologies, different fuels will work for India in different places. Now, recently there has been a debate that CNG and hybrid are better alternatives to electric vehicles in the medium term. Nobody is disputing that electric vehicles are very important for the future. Everyone in the industry is working towards this. But there are sections of the industry who have been speaking about a tax cut on CNG and hybrid. What is your view on that, sir?
Actually, frankly speaking, we have the import of 16 lakh crores of fossil fuel. By taking lot of efforts, still we don't have the ethanol economy of 1 lakh crore. Now the electric, there is a waiting list for scooters, cars and auto rickshaw. Now we are in the process of electric buses. Now I am confident that within 5 years, the metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, everywhere we will have 100% electric buses. But the problem is that in construction equipment, in shipping, everywhere we are using this fossil fuel. So my suggestion is, sky is the limit. Don't waste your time in all this discussion. Find out the option for diesel and petrol, which is a big import for the country. It's an economic challenge. And also pollution point of view, it is a very, very serious issue. So whatever the alternative you have, you take it. Now in Assam, the Assam Petroleum, they have got methanol is available. So in Assam and Northeast, we can convert our transport on methanol. In Mumbai, if the methanol is available, the Mumbai-based buses, we can convert on methanol. Somewhere, ethanol is very important economy. Now the problem is that our 65% of the population belongs to agriculture. And our contribution from agriculture and allied industry in GDP is only 12%. From manufacturing sector, 22-24%. Service sector, 52-54%. So this is the time, and very seriously is an important issue, that how we are going to increase the agriculture growth rate. And that is the reason that we need to diversify agriculture towards energy and power sector. I'm always telling to the people, because I am farmer. किसान अन्नदाता था, अब ऊर्जादाता बन गया, अब हरियाणा पंजाब में बिटुमिन बना रहा है. We don't need to import bitumen. We have a good quality of bitumen from Parali. Right. And now in Panipat, from Parali, rice straw, the Indian oil is making 1 lakh liter of bioethanol per day, then 150 ton of biobitumen per day, and 76,000 ton bio-aviation fuel, sustainable aviation fuel. Right. So, Kisan Hawai Indhan Data bhi ban gaya. So, this is to be way by which we can even create growth rate in agriculture, to create more jobs in the rural agriculture and forest area. And that is very important for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And my feeling is we should give highest priority for all these alternative fuel and biofuel, by which we are going to create job opportunities and pollution-free fuel for the country. And it is also cheaper.
It is also cheaper, and we need that for our energy security, most importantly, sir. And we've
Sir,
seen...
today I have got my car, Innova.
Okay, it's a hybrid car?
Yes, it is 100% on bioethanol. And now as compared with petrol, the cost of the ethanol is coming 25 rupees per liter as a petrol. And it is creating 60% electricity. Beautiful car. I got hydrogen car. Now the future is hydrogen.
Yeah, I
And
believe
my
you've got a
dream
hydrogen
is-
car and a Camry also, ethanol.
Yes,
Toyota
now
Camry.
the Toyota, Suzuki, all are in the process of making flex engine. Now we have drones. In agriculture, we are using drone for spraying. Now I am suggesting the people that you can convert flex engine for that. So in place of petrol, we can use ethanol. Petrol rate is 120 rupees and ethanol is 60 rupees. And no pollution.
Right. So if you've been focusing a lot on alternate fuels and biofuels, sir. So if I were to ask you about one priority which you feel that the government should have in this direction in the next 5 years, what would that be?
Sir, first of all, that is not one priority. Now in construction equipment, the 10% of the cost of the project is going for diesel. So now already when we have exhibition, we have electric machinery now, electric construction equipment available. I'm giving you the example, I was insisting JCB to make JCB on biodiesel or bio-CNG. Now they have a hybrid JCB on CNG and diesel and JCB on hydrogen and diesel hybrid. So they have got a lot of orders. It reduced the cost. Economy is very important. In the road construction, I always tell into people that you have to reduce the cost of construction without compromise with the quality of construction. We are already using more than 1 crore lakh ton of municipal waste in different roads in this UR2. We are already have used 30 lakhs ton of municipal waste from that Gazipur, the big mountain of garbage is there. So my suggestion is, we have to find out the alternative materials. We have to find out the good technology and successful practices in the world. We have to reduce the cost. Now this enforcement concrete technology, by which between the two pier, we can go up to 120 meter. Now presently in metro, we are making it only 30 meter. So this is going to reduce the cost. So this is very important, that without compromise with the quality, how we are going to reduce the cost, and that is to be very important for the country.
I think that's a very important point, something that Anand Mahindra had also said, that we all need to think about how to reduce our cost structures, and manufacturing, construction costs, logistics, all come as a part of that. One important question that everyone would like to think about, we're always talking about decongesting our cities. And Minister Gadkari, over the last 9 years, you've held a lot of meetings about that. Now, concepts like pod taxis, sky buses, trolley buses, now all of these have been reviewed, looked at, pilot projects have happened. What all out of this is actually realistic and things we can drive for the future?
We have already got the project, 260 projects, costing something 1,60,000 crore, out of which 20 projects already we have added. And now this is the time that we need to think for the future, for new technology. My dream is to make electric highway from Delhi to Jaipur. Even public mass rapid transport on electricity is the future. Electricity is a clean fuel and very cheaper. So today, even in the city like Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Calcutta, we can make this. Now we are working on one proposal in Bangalore. We are already starting the work of Bangalore Ring Road, costing 17,000 crore. 288 kilometer length of the road is there. So now we are thinking, by connecting one place to another by ropeway, cable car, funicular railway. Now one of the technology which I have seen that is double-decker bus, having capacity of 250 people, and we can take it from them from the sky. Now all technology available in the world, all people are interested to invest in India. I have already interaction with all the companies. Now we have a big convention for that. And now this is the time that in place of diesel buses, in place of this petrol car and other modes which are available, in place of that, this is the time for our future development, because we need to develop the infrastructure of world standard. Import substitute, cost effective, pollution free, indigenous. So mass rapid transport electricity, we are now planning for trolley bus. We are planning from Delhi to Jaipur. If it is to be successful, then we can make Delhi to Mumbai. And even truck can go by electric. Then in place of 110 rupees diesel, the electric cost will be 8 rupees. So it is going to reduce the cost. So this is type of futuristic technology in the transport is very important. Regarding the seaplane, already we have got a lot of rules, regulation, everything is there. We need investor. It is possible. Right. Now I'm telling you, Mr. Bhatia is here. When he was BPT chairman, we have prepared a report and taking water taxis from all sides of Mumbai to airport within 17 minutes. For the new airport in New Mumbai, there will be connected from Kalyan, Dombivali, Vasai, Virar, everywhere. And BPT going to that airport within 17 minutes, and we can start water taxis there. So it will reduce the pollution, reduce the traffic jam.
Of course, those are great ideas for the future, sir. Now, when it comes to unlocking private capital, now this has been a priority for the government. We want more private capital to come in, more FDI to come into India. Infrastructure is definitely an area where we can see more investments. How much of your time, sir, goes into speaking to the private sector on how to increase the flow of investments into infrastructure projects where government is trying to make it easier for policies to function, for businesses to function?
Now I don't want to waste my time with discussion with the people and investors. They are coming to me.
They are coming to you.
And I am happy. I am dictating my own terms. And now my dream is, I don't want foreign investment. In our InvIT model, we have decided to take money, investment from the poor people, the small people, the waiter, the driver, the constable. And in our InvIT model, we launched it for 7 days at that time in Mumbai. But first day, within 7 hours, our InvIT model bond issue was subscribed 7 times more. We are giving them 8.05% interest yearly. And now we have taken decision that we will give them interest monthly. So people are happy. I don't have any money problem.
I'll just frame it differently, sir. Maybe I should have framed it differently. Do you think the private sector is stepping up to the potential that the economy
Sir, you
has right
understand
now?
one thing. These are very intelligent people. They know that where is the viability, where is the long-term returns. Right. And now the return on their money in their country is 2%, 3%. But India, there is rupees dollar fluctuation is a problem. But at the same time, they are getting good returns in India. So we don't have any problem. Even in logistic park, ropeway, cable car, funicular railway, roadside amenities, even in the road construction, BOT, hybrid annuity. I'm giving the example. In Mathura, when I was water resources minister, we have just taken one project on hybrid annuity mode. And the project was taking 80 MLD sludge of Mathura, convert into clean water. And I have planned that water is purchased by Indian Oil, refinery is there, and they are giving 20 crore rupees as a royalty per year. The Triveni Engineering is the company. The project is 40% is given by the government, 60% from the investor. Project is successfully implemented. Even solid waste management, liquid waste management, the BOT, hybrid annuity is possible. So we need to have a good projects with transparency, corruption-free system, and the most important thing is fast-track decision-making process. The problem in the government is many of the people, they have more love and affection on the file as compared with their wife. That is to be a big problem.
All right.
They don't want to take the decision.
They don't want to
That
take
is to be a problem. So you can make a project, turnkey basis, give it to the people, allow them to work. Don't stop. For every clearance, they have to go to him. The proof consultant, the project consultant, DPRs are sometimes defective. They are not getting clearances. The work was held up. This should not be the thing. It should be just like one person, you can give them opportunity, give them all rights, and allow him to work. Then it will be easy to maintain the time period also, and we'll get a good quality of work.
Now, when it comes to Gati Shakti, sir, Gati Shakti is, though it's being driven by the DPIIT, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is very closely working with them. What are some of the changes that we are going to see in terms of Gati Shakti, the program will bring on the ground in the next 1 or 2 years that the industry can expect, according to you?
Actually, the problem is that the Prime Minister was every time telling to people that government is thinking in silos. Yes. There is no cooperation, no coordination, no communication between the department. Railway is doing one bridge, NHI is doing another bridge, just 500 meters from that. Now, because of Gati Shakti, it is very good thing which already is there, that we establish the cooperation, coordination and communication between the stakeholders. Now the new airports, new ports, we should have the connectivity. Without having connectivity, we cannot exploit the potential of the ports. So the port connectivity is there. We are making Green Express Highway in Gati Shakti, by which we are reducing the distance. So because of that, we are going to reduce the logistic cost. So actually, Gati Shakti is a principle where we are already establishing the cooperation, coordination and communication on the different type of stakeholders. Now someone is making logistic park, someone is making smart city, somewhere there is a new airport is developing. So we all department coming together as a Gati Shakti, and we will find out the option for that. We have already decided to make the road construction of 2 lakh crore for port connectivity. And that is very important. That is going to reduce the logistic cost. We are making express highways for that. So somewhere, because of this new cooperation and coordination, really it is helpful for all the stakeholders, and the results are very good. We are going to reduce the logistic cost. That is to be very important. Reduce the time, and time is the most important capital everywhere. Either it is taking decision for the project, or it is for anywhere, we have to reduce the time, and by which we can save the money.
My final 2 questions, sir. You've given us a lot of time today. Now, when it comes to the future of mobility, the government currently is, that is what we learn from different reports, is thinking of various options. One, of course, setting up a big de-risking funds for having lakhs of buses, 8 lakh buses electric buses on India's roads by 2030. We're looking at a 2-year extension of the FAME subsidy at a cost of 10,000 crores. All of this is at a planning consultation stage right now. If we were to ask you, what is going to be the financial push or the incentive push from the government side towards mobility for the next 5 to 10 years, sir? What kind of a roadmap, or what is a sense that you could give us?
Actually, frankly speaking, it don't need any money. I'm giving you the example for BEST. They are running diesel bus, cost is coming 150 rupees per kilometer. And when we have a tender for electric buses, the non-AC bus cost was 39 rupees per kilometer. And AC bus cost was coming 41 rupees per kilometer. Even I feel that we can reduce the cost of tickets by 30%, giving air condition and good facility to the people. And because of electric, the fuel cost is very less. So now one bus, you take example, the one bus running up to 250 kilometers. So the model is London transport model. Is supposed to be the best model. The model is that the corporation is giving guarantee for 250 kilometers. Ticket is taken by the corporation and driver is belong to operator. So 250 kilometers, for example, if the rate is 50 rupees per kilometer, the corporation is paying that much money, and still after that, there is a profit. The money go to bank, financer, who invest the money in the taking for cost of that buses, and there is a profit. So air-conditioned, double-decker electric buses, then ropeway, cable car, and the most important thing, which really we need to have more concentration regarding water transport. Now, by going by road, if the cost is 10 rupees, going by railway is 6 rupees, and going by aviation is very high, but going by waterways is less than 1 rupees. And if we develop the waterways, we can reduce the cost. So I feel that the new technology, new innovation, I'm always telling to the people and my friends, the innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill and successful practices, we name it as knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. So already lot of start. Now you just imagine, we have 400 startups. They are making electric scooters, and they are doing excellent job. So today we have got lot
Ola
of...
Electric has become the leader.
Yes. So my feeling is now the best technology, the best successful practice in the world, and best research in the country. Our IIT, our engineering college are doing excellent research. On the basis of that, knowledge is very important, technology is very important, and conversion of knowledge and technology into wealth is the future. That is the dream of our Prime Minister, to make Indian economy of $5 trillion and make it the third largest economy in the world. It can be possible.
I'll come to my final question now, sir. And one notable thing which I saw from the Ministry of Road Transport just a few weeks ago, there was a circular issued by the Secretary Road Transport telling everyone in the highway construction sector to make sure that women are treated at par with men. I thought that was a very progressive advisory. It was already there in the law, but emphasizing that, sir, was
Already
a very good
in
idea.
many of the toll plaza now, there are 100% workers. All ladies are there. So we are giving priority for that. Even in the construction equipment that exhibition, I seen a lot of young girls operating the big construction equipment.
Yeah, and we see a lot of women bus drivers also, sir. My final question, I think you recently said in Karnataka that Karnataka will soon have roads like United States. If I were to ask you about one vision that you have for Viksit Bharat in terms of India's infrastructure, because this is the platform where we are today, where do you want India's infrastructure to be by 2047? What is your personal vision and your wish list to your officials?
Actually, water, power, transport and communication, these are very important infrastructure. Without that, we cannot get industry and we cannot develop our business. And without industry and business, we cannot get capital investment. And without industry, business and capital investment, we cannot create employment potential. And without employment potential, we cannot eradicate the poverty. So today, by using different type of technology, the huge potential is there. The sky is the limit. And now I feel that you just take the example of aviation sector. The way in which airports are developed. All airports are economically viable. So now developing airports, it is to be it's not a loss-making business. So these are by new innovative policies, we can make the projects economically viable with good returns, internal rate of return. And now there we can make, giving opportunity to the investor. Now I am telling you one thing. The road constructed by the ministry or NHI in EPC mode, we are facing quality problem about the road quality. And the roads which the contractor has to maintain for 15 years, the quality is good. So now we are thinking on the line that how we can reduce the maintenance cost. So we are just taken a decision, and more than 1,60,000 crore proposals on BOT basis are in the process, and where the traffic density is good. So the way in which the technology is developed, the way in which the investors are understanding the strength of the business and plus and minus both, and the way in which the Indian investor is giving response, naturally they are making, Indian investor making joint venture with the international financial institutions, and they are getting good thing. I feel that this is to be a future. Money is not a problem. I remember when I got opportunity to construct Mumbai-Pune Express Highway and the Worli-Bandra ceiling project and 55 flyovers in Mumbai, one of the journalists asking me, you don't have money, how you are going to construct this? So I was telling them, if there is a will, there is a way.
Where there's a will.
And if there is no will, there is only survey, discussion, seminar, committee, subcommittee and research group. So the strong political will of the Prime Minister to transform India into a super economic power, I feel that it is possible. and 100%, the progress will be there. And there are different type of technology. Every time the new technology is coming, whatever the good, we can accept it. Whatever in our country, we can take it. The technology which we don't have, if suppose available in the world, we can take it from them, and we can make India economically strong.
Thank you so much, sir. It's truly India's moment, and it was fantastic. An absolute pleasure for us and everyone in the audience to hear your views. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and Parikshit, for that enlightening conversation. Today, we also have the release of knowledge paper on neighborhood parking approach and implementation by VA Foundation. May we have the audio-visual on the paper first, please?
The state of parking in India is akin to a beautiful but forgotten Cinderella story. We face the challenges of overcrowded cities, scarce parking spaces, and the never-ending hunt for a safe spot to park our carriages. Enter the Parking Innovation Challenge, a nationwide quest to unleash the hidden potential of this unsung hero. Our objectives are clear, from smart parking solutions that redefine convenience to sustainable parking solutions that benefit our environment through parking space utilization and data analytics for parking management. We intend to make every inch of parking space count. We will guide drivers to their parking slipper with navigation and guidance systems and ensure that parking rules are the fairy godmother of order through parking enforcement and compliance. We are weaving a tale of inclusive transportation, where accessibility and inclusive parking will be the glass slipper that fits everyone. We invite everyone to join us in this grand narrative.
May I now invite Mr. Vaibhav Dange and Mr. Mangesh Wankhede from VA Foundation to please join the Honorable Minister on stage for the release of the paper.
This picture are the 60,000 kilometer of highways which he has built. So every line is one highway. So the picture has been made from the 60,000 lines, that is 60,000 kilometer of highway which he has built.
Thank you, Mr. Wankhede. And Mr. Dange, please, I would request you to be here on stage, and I would request Mr. Sandhu to come on stage and accompany Mr. Gadkari for the awards proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the most anticipated part of the evening, the Build India Infra Awards 2024. May I request Honorable Minister to kindly stay back on stage, sir. The first set of awards will be given away in the aviation sector across 3 different categories: impact, sustainability, and innovation. And can we have the AV for this sector, please?
Welcome to the Build India Infra Awards 2024, celebrating modern iconic Indian infrastructure. In aviation, we recognize the extraordinary and vital role airports play as the backbone of our nation's connectivity and economic growth. India has witnessed phenomenal growth and turnaround time, ensuring all our nominees embody excellence. In the aviation sector, India's aviation market is estimated to grow from $13.89 billion in 2024 to $26.08 billion by 2030, showcasing a remarkable sustainable growth trajectory. Despite challenges, India's aviation industry has shown resilience, with the total number of domestic passengers doubling from 60 million in 2014 to 143 million in 2020. The number of operational airports in the country has doubled from 74 in 2014 to 148 in 2023, including water aerodromes and heliports, contributing significantly to air connectivity and accessibility across the nation. The Build India Infra Awards honor organizations that prioritize passenger comfort, safety and community engagement, foster efficient operations, and implement energy-saving initiatives. Together, let's build a brighter future for Indian infrastructure.
Well, in no particular order and with a thunderous round of applause, may I invite on stage the first recipient, Team Delhi International Airports Limited India under GMR Group, who are being awarded in Impact category for their project Phase 3A expansion works. Big round of applause. Please welcome the team on stage. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the next award in sustainability category is Yamuna International Airport Private Limited, being awarded for their project Noida International Airport. Big round of applause for the team. Can we have the winners here? In the innovation category, we have joint winners. First up, I invite on stage Adani Airport Holdings, being awarded for their project runway recarpeting works at Mangaluru International Airport, to kindly come up on stage and collect the award. Big round of applause for the winners, please. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the next award in the innovation category. In the innovation category is the the next awardee in the innovation category is the Airport Authority of India, who are being awarded for their project Surat Airport. Big round of applause for the winners, please. Congratulations to all the winners in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we proceed ahead with the second set of awards in the metro sector now. May we have the audio visual for the sector, please?
Welcome to the Build India Infra Awards 2024, celebrating the veins of urban mobility, the metro. This sector is crucial, serving as the backbone of our nation's urban transportation, connecting cities and transforming lives. The awards shine a spotlight on visionary projects shaping urban transportation. India has witnessed remarkable growth and turnaround, reflected in the dedication of our nominees. Between 2014 and 2021, the metro network nearly tripled to 733 kilometers across 18 cities, with another 1,032 kilometers approved for expansion by 2025. Currently, over 770 kilometers of metro lines are operational in 20 cities, making India a global leader in metro rail networks. Today, over 17 rapid transit metros are operational, prioritizing state-of-the-art safety and passenger-friendly design. Enhanced connectivity is driving the emergence of modern urban transportation icons. Join us in honoring those driving India's metro revolution, connecting cities, transforming lives, where innovation meets recognition.
Well, with a thunderous applause, may I invite on stage the first recipient, Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation Limited, for their project Mumbai Metro in the category Impact, to come up and collect the awards, please. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the next awardee in the category Sustainability. Please put your hands together for NCC Limited, and they're being awarded for their project Nagpur Metro. Big round of applause for the winners, please. Congratulations, team. I now invite on stage our next awardee in the category Innovation, Team Afcons Infrastructure Limited, to kindly come up and collect the award for their project East-West Kolkata Metro. A huge round of applause for the winners, please. Do we have the winners here? Moving on, next up is Best Projects Awards. I now invite on stage our next awardee, Team National Capital Region Transport Corporation, being awarded for their project Delhi Meerut Regional Rapid Transit System, to kindly come up and collect the award. A huge round of applause for the winners.
Sir, while all the projects were considered in their respective category of impact, innovation, and sustainability, there were two projects that came up as best projects in all categories. So I just wanted to bring your attention and the audience attention, sir, that NCRTC was considered a best-in-class project and one of the best projects in India across all three categories, and fabulous work they have done.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for awards in the railway sector across three different categories: impact, sustainability, and innovation. And can we have the audio visual on this sector, please?
Welcome to the Build India Infra Awards 2024, celebrating the vital role of railways in our nation's progress. Good infrastructure is the backbone of economic growth, enabling efficient transportation and enhancing connectivity, ultimately improving citizens' lives. India's railway sector has seen remarkable growth and turnaround, driving economic development and sustainability. Globally, railways are set for significant progress by 2030, and India leading the way in technology and innovation. Today, India's railways cover 126,366 kilometers, laying 14.4 kilometers of track daily for smart and efficient transportation. Our network efficiently handles both passengers and freight, showcasing its immense capacity and efficiency. We applaud safety-focused initiatives and passenger-friendly amenities, ensuring a secure and comfortable journey. There are 800 stations in the country, out of which 1,318 are getting redeveloped. The station will have world-class passenger amenities including decongested approach, separate departure area, upgraded and spacious lobbies. Let's celebrate the achievements and continue toward brighter, more connected future.
With a thunderous applause, may I invite on stage the first recipient team in the impact category, Team SP Singla Constructions, being awarded for their project Rail Cum Road Bridge over River Ganga. Kindly come up on stage and collect the award. Big round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the next awardee team from Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla Rail Link project at Northern Railways, being awarded for their project Anji Khad Bridge in the category Sustainability and Innovation. Big round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Ladies and gentlemen, the next recipient is also Team Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla Rail Link Project, Northern Railways, being awarded for their Chenab Bridge as best project in all three categories: impact, sustainability and innovation. So a big round of applause for the team and the winners. Can we have the winners on stage, please?
So this is another project that the jury considered as best in all categories. The number of firsts in this particular project are fantastic, but just one, that this is the highest railway bridge in the world and built to sustain seismic 5 earthquakes and can sustain wind speeds of more than 200 kilometers an hour. This is one of the marquee projects of railway construction in the entire world.
Congratulations to all the winners in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, for the fourth set of awards in the sector port, may we please have the audio visual of the sector, please.
Welcome to the Build India Infra Awards 2024, spotlighting the crucial ports, shipping and waterways sector. India has witnessed a remarkable transformation in its infrastructure, where port operation cut down to half of the turnaround time in less than a decade. The Sagarmala program and Maritime India Vision are catalysts for growth, attracting investments and unlocking potential. Globally, ports are poised for significant growth by 2030, leveraging smart technology for efficient transportation. Join us in celebrating the visionaries shaping India's infrastructure, where excellence meets recognition.
With a thunderous applause, may I invite on stage a first recipient in the category Impact, Team Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, who are being awarded for their project JNPA Centralized Parking Plaza. Please come up on stage and collect the award. A big round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. I now invite on stage the next awardee. Please put your hands together for Team Adani Ports being awarded for their project Waste Bag Removal System at Dharma Port in the category Sustainability to kindly come up on stage and collect the award. Big round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the next awardee in the category Innovation is also Team Adani Ports, who are being awarded for their project Truck Trailer Lifting Prevention, Mundra Port. A big round of applause for the winners, and can we please have them on stage? Congratulations to all winners in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the final set of awards in the road and highway sector. But first up, let's have a look at the AV on this sector.
Welcome to the Build India Infra Awards 2024, where we celebrate the arteries of progress, our roadways and highways. This sector plays a pivotal role as the backbone of our nation's infrastructure, driving connectivity and economic growth. The Build India Infra Awards 2024 recognizes the visionaries behind transformative infrastructure projects, showcasing their remarkable contributions. India has seen phenomenal growth and turnaround time, reflecting the dedication of all our nominees. In recent years, the pace of construction of national highways has significantly increased, reflecting government initiatives to enhance transportation infrastructure. With a projected 36.16% CAGR in the roads and highways market by 2025, the total length of national highways has seen a remarkable 59% increase from 2014 to March 2023. Signifying substantial growth and expansion in the road network. Globally, India's roads and highways are positioned for significant growth by 2030, with advancements in smart and efficient transportation. Today, more than 63,31,791 kilometers of roads and highways are built, with 36.51 kilometers added daily, emphasizing the importance of state-of-the-art safety technology and passenger-friendly design. In roads, roughly about 22 greenfield projects are being built, enhancing connectivity from far-flung areas and contributing to the modernization of our infrastructure icons. Sustainability is paramount as we assess environment impact, durability and energy efficiency, striving for a reduced carbon footprint. Advancement and innovation paved the way, with commendations for projects integrating smart infrastructure and prioritizing community engagement. Join us in honoring those shaping India's road network, driving us towards a more connected, sustainable future where innovation meets recognition.
Ladies and gentlemen, in no particular order, with a thunderous applause, may I invite our first recipient on stage in the category Impact, Team Dhola Infra Projects, being awarded for their project 12.9-meter wide bridge between Shri Bhupen Hazarika, Dhola Sadia Bridge, to come up on stage and collect the award. A big round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the next joint winner in the category Impact is MMRDA and Tata Projects for their project Mumbai Trans Harbour Link. A huge round of applause for the winners, and can we please have them on stage? Can we also have the team from Tata Projects? Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in the category Sustainability, there are joint winners. I now invite on stage Team Ind Infrawit being awarded for their project Devi Halli Hassan Tollway Private Limited, as well as their project Biawar Pali Pindwara Tollway, to kindly come up and collect the award. Huge round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Well, for another one in the category Sustainability, I now invite on stage Team Ashok Buildcon, who are being awarded for their project Vadodara Kim Expressway. A huge round of applause for the team. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in the category Innovation, I now invite on stage Team Medulla Soft Technologies being awarded for their project Kalwa Bridge, as well as for their project MST Traffic Simulation Project on Highways. A huge round of applause for the winners, please. Congratulations, team. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite on stage Team Patel Infrastructure being awarded for their project Vadodara Kim Expressway for creating a world record for construction of the highest quantity of pavement quality concrete laid by the world's largest fully automatic ultra-modern concrete paver machine in 24 hours, while creating benchmarks for road construction industry. A huge round of applause for the winners. Congratulations, team. Moving on, I now invite on stage Team Rajpath Infracon Private Limited for being awarded for their project Amravati to Kurankhed section of Amravati Chikali NH6 for creating a world record for continuous paving of bituminous concrete in record time. A huge round of applause for the winner. Congratulations to all the winners. May I request all the winners in all the categories to please come up on stage for a group photo op session with the Honorable Minister. Can we have all the winners on stage, please? Also, it's my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to a distinguished group of individuals who have played a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of our event, the esteemed jury members. So please, can we have all the jury members on stage as well? Jury members, esteemed jury members, can we have you on stage, please, for a group photo op? Thank you, Mr. Gadkari and everybody for being a part of this momentous occasion.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely thank Honorable Minister for taking time out for, recognizing the tremendous amount of work that has happened under his leadership. I also thank the jury members, our partners, supporting agencies, Ministry of Railways, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Indian Port Association, our sponsors, our partners, EBTC, European Business and Technology Center, WA Foundation, EnviroVision, all our supporters, sponsors, and our nominees. And last but not least, the audience who are here, such an august audience here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And please join us for a dinner. Thank you so much.